On the phone with us now is a former Oregon Duck, former NFL pro, which I unfortunately could not find his Madden rating today when we were out at Grand Central Bowl. I was trying to look up the rosters and find out what the number was. You claim it was in the 80s.
I still have the game, so I got to bring it to you.
Of course you do. Listen, if I was in Madden and I was rated in the 80s, I would be keeping a copy of that for sure. I don't blame you at all.
Oh, I got that. No, I'm not losing that.
I want a signed copy, Anthony, please.
Okay.
Well, Anthony, I mean, there's a ton of stats. I mean, obviously it's a great performance from the Ducks, but I mean, I don't know about you. I feel like it's just the response factor for this team that was the biggest thing to take away from this one. Would you agree?
Well, redemption and domination, and that's what Oregon did. And the coaching staff, Dan Lanning, he got that team ready to play. And you just don't want to go out there and just shoot blanks, when you're playing a team that's not very good, to be honest. Let's be real. Rutgers, they can't stop anyone, okay? And then their offense is around their quarterback and the two receivers, which, Oregon did a great job of just really containing and not allowing the explosion plays, because that's what they live on. And, Brandon Finney, that dude is a dude. Is a true freshman. I mean, how many freshmen are on this team that are all Americans?
Yeah,
that's just crazy. Davison. I mean, it's crazy. It's wild. I don't understand how we got all these freshmen and they're playing, and they're just killing it.
All right. Now, Anthony, I need to ask you about how badly Rutgers performed on offense tonight. And give me your take on just how good Oregon's defense was, because I don't think that it was just Rutgers being so bad. This offense usually can get out and get after it, especially through the passing game. Bryce Betcher, though, tonight, just what a game. Joe in the last segment was talking about Amari Washington, the couple of bat downs that he had at the defensive line, and then, of course, the 2 picks by Purchase and Flowers. Just such a difference from last week to this week. I know that the opponent isn't as good, Anthony, but we really saw the defense, specifically the front 7, rebound in a huge way today.
Well, if we go back to the Indiana game, that day, that Saturday afternoon, Oregon got beat by a better team, and Oregon just didn't play well. And that happens sometimes. You're human. You make mistakes. You don't play well. You wake up, you have a bad day. But Oregon has dudes. When I watch the games, I'm looking at the players. I'm like a scout. I'm watching them run the route. Can they run the route? Can they get out of the breaks? I'm looking at the DBs. Transition. Do they have good hips? Do they have explosion? That's what I'm looking at. I see that. Even though when Indiana beat them, these guys are still good football players. So now, the coaching staff got these guys together and going, look, let's get our stuff together and let's take it out on Rutgers. And that's what happened tonight. I don't care who it is, offense, defense, special teams. Yes, Rutgers is not very good. That's why it was a domination. That's why it looked so bad, because they're not a good football team. And Oregon is a really good football team across the board.
Anthony, I know this is your position group, so I'm sure it makes you stoked to talk about it. But this secondary, I mean, I'm really trying to remember how long it's been since Oregon has had a shutdown secondary this good. I mean, maybe it's the 2012, 2013 team. I mean, what does this compare to? Because I feel like I'm having a hard time. They just do not let big plays happen outside of the maybe one play against Penn State, where they let a big play over the top. I mean, outside of that, though, I mean, this is another performance where they kept not just the quarterback in check, but completely shut down the pass game.
Well, the secondary for Oregon is totally different from the past. They don't even look the same. I mean, the shortest guy in the secondary is 6'2". And that's, back in the day, Efo and all those guys, Lenore, they're 5'11", 6 feet, but great football players. But in today's game, you have the tall corners. You have the 6'3", 6'4" corner. You have Kingston Lopa. He is 6'5" safety. It's just amazing, the length. And then now the game, it's a passing game. They want to throw the football. So all of a sudden you have these tall receivers, 6'6", 6'5". But when you have corners that are just as tall and can run with those guys, it's a different story. That's why we're looking at these corners. Finney is what is he, 6'2", 6'3"? As a youngster, he's a true freshman, and he's so good, guys. He is so good that he's playing on athletic ability because he has no experience. He doesn't know anything about college football. And when he does, when he gets more experience, when he understands the game, he's going to be really good. Probably the best corner Oregon ever had.
Anthony, since you have the experience, I need to ask you about Dante Moore absolutely cooking the secondary for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. 4 touchdowns total, 2 to Kenyon Sadiq, and that pass to Decorian Moore, man, that post route where he ended up in the corner, just an amazing ball by Dante Moore. Can you talk about exactly what he and Will Stein were doing to beat the secondary so badly for Rutgers tonight?
Well, I think it's the supporting cast. The guys around Dante Moore that help out. Dante Moore is a great quarterback. He's the captain of the ship. But let's talk about the supporting cast. Let's talk about the offensive line. Yeah. Didn't allow him to get touched. Let's talk about the running game, that when you run the ball well, it opens up the passing game. Let's talk about the receivers creating separation from the DBs, using their speed, getting in that open spot or getting the ball. Now, Dante Moore was throwing some dimes, but at the same time, everybody was making making great plays, but doing the right thing. And I always talk about the offense. The quarterback, he's going to be either great or he's going to be terrible, and he's going to be blamed for everything. But with this offense, with Oregon's offense, it's the supporting cast around Dante that makes him look better. Trust me, he's a great quarterback. He's a high draft pick. But his supporting cast are strong. I mean, you've got Decorian Moore, who is a beast at receiver, So that's what you look at. And he's going to get better. He's going to play better. The one interception he threw, now think about this. I can't remember what receiver it was. The receiver stopped on that slant route, and Dante threw it ahead of him. And then all of a sudden there was the DB that got the pick. We always talk about tips and overthrows. That's 85% of interceptions happen because of tips and overthrows. They were on the same page, and I think it was the receiver's fault. So Dante gets the pick, he threw an interception, or, he threw an interception. But no, that was the receiver's fault. He should have kept going. He stopped. So when you look at this, it's the supporting cast that's making Dante not look better, but allowing him to have the success that he's having because these guys they're dudes. I keep saying it. There's dudes on the offense.
Well, Anthony, it was a great win. I think this calls for a victory pretzel is what this one calls for.
You talked about that.
That's a good-looking pretzel.
No, it's good. It's gigantic. It's kind of salty.
Hell yeah.
But it's yeah. Did you have some? Did you mess with it after I left?
I didn't have any of the scraps. No, I didn't want to look like one of those guys that was like eating the food that people leave behind. That's kind of sad.
But when I was eating it, you were staring at me.
Oh,
you were looking at me.
I was fine with my breakfast burrito. The breakfast burrito was a banger. All right, I'm all good. I was all good. But that pretzel does look good. And go get yourself another one after a big win.
Good.
Okay.
It is good. Yes, thank you. I will for sure.
All right, thanks, Anthony. We'll catch you next weekend, man.
Okay, see you later.
That's Anthony Newman, former Oregon Duck NFL pro, sharing his thoughts on the Ducks' victory